we have our game that's set and ready to go immediately as we're actually hopping in with xpLicit taking on the bosses. xpLicit hot off the heels of a 16-0 in a round 1 game. So, Wes, this ought to be a good one, surely, as we're heading to Nuke.
xpLicit taking down the restaurant, and it's going to be Bosses actually taking that knife round. We're going on to Nuke, as you say, and yeah, you know, what we've seen from Bosses so far is extremely impressive. Looks like, you know, someone I want to shout out for Bosses is JT. I really liked the way they worked the map in that, you know, especially kind of in that defensive half where they just seem so much more structured, you know, even though it's a pug team, they just seem so sure of all their roles right here. We got a little a little business going on over there on screen as we take a look at the 0-0. Boss is going to start over on the CT side of Nuke here.
Yeah, I mean, the bosses being able to win the knife round is such a huge boost already. Now we actually get to see what their CT sides look like. We get to see Slight just playing confident op. I think he's turned out to be actually one of the more... I mean, when the games get serious, Slight is definitely a player, you know, he's not like your device. He's not a cold, hard killer. He likes to have fun in these LAN events. So he likes to stay flashy. And 4 players, it isn't going to be an absolute melee here on the site, as Slight does get ran down, but the rest of his teammates got his back, as it's a 4-man stack here that xpLicit walk into. And quickly, it is J Leader in a 1v3, P250 in his hand, but not anymore. JT's gonna drop him. Bosses get the pistol off an easy stack.
xpLicit, fast and furious, as you say, right into a stack. And so that's going to be Bosses for the first round. And already we have a timeout. So xpLicit potentially wanting to really regroup right after that. It's, you know, it's really hard to say what's going on with this timeout, but xpLicit, as you say, hot on their heels, hot off of, you know, that 16-0, and maybe they just need to take a little breath here, Fi.
Perhaps the timeout super early on does, I'm not sure how that bodes. Yeah, I don't really know what to make of it after the pistol round. I mean, you got a couple of them to use, so you know what? Why not? I'm not sure how long xpLicit are going to last in this game is what I'm trying to get at here. I think that's timeout. This regular tactical timeout is now turning into a technical one. You know, I love technical timeouts. Do you know why?
Why do you?
I don't actually have a reason. Sometimes I just say things without actually meaning.
You know what? That is our job at the end of the day, right? We got to say stuff. That's the gig.
Yeah, you want me to say something else?
I would love to hear you say something else.
Well, unfortunately, I'm running out of things to say. Oh, wait. I'm not running out of things to say. The technical pause is over. Let's go. We have a game to play. Yeah, I'm not necessarily sure what the timeout issue was there.
I wonder if they were like, we need a tech timeout, and then they just called themselves a regular timeout by mistake. I think there's an outside chance that could be the case. But in any case, it's going to be Bosses now up against the Glocks here. And
as
Nuke, yeah, we start on the CT
That's
side
the bomb.
of Bosses, and their bomb goes down. Here's the push. Wilkie and Slight with the SMGs. JT did pick up that M4, the silenced M4 there. So 2-0, quick 2-0 for Bosses. And yeah, the T side of Nuke, I mean, it is a very difficult side to play if you're not prepared for it. And against somebody like Bosses, it's just going to be more and more difficult, especially there's just no question in my mind that as soon as the money is there, Slight will be picking up that op. Slight's going to be playing aggressive just like he did on Inferno, and it's going to be absolutely terrifying to take those peaks for xpLicit.
So, yeah, that anti-eco, you know, it's like getting a vaccination. Quick and painless, as they say. Now for the full gun round. MP9s, though, aplenty in towards Hut. Oh, no. J-Trop just falls into the jaws of 2 MP9s. And Alani getting jump spotted, jump peaked. Flying MP9s every which way. J Leader, though, does actually snag the bomb. Terrified, though, of a potential peek. And Azure also coming back in through. But Slight is watching for this and an instant headshot. J Leader, 1v3, and ran down by the SMGs. Though the Bosses, the first gun round goes easily in their favor.
The jumping SMGs, absolute terror of Nuke in that round. And Bosses, as you say, take their bonus round and go up 3-0. So they're going to recover a couple of AKs as well. Huge in the finances department right here. Lots of cash for bosses as xpLicit are back onto Deagles. And the beginning of Nuke, the first 3-4 rounds, you can definitely lose a lot of steam. That 16-0 momentum is fading fast for xpLicit.
Yeah, just keep that in mind, folks. They 16-0'd their opponent in round number 1 for Ami's Italian restaurant. But I think these guys are a little bit more of an Italian restaurant. You know, they're like a 5-star.
Yeah, a little more Michelin stars on this one.
Yeah,
sure.
a couple more Michelin stars on this. Not to shame Ami's Italian restaurant.
I'm sure
at
it's
all.
delicious. I'm sure it's
Who knows? Yeah, who knows? Maybe that. I mean, you know, there's been plenty of restaurant team. It's not the first restaurant team that has ever entered a Fragadelphia event. I should mention. If anyone from Fragadelphia, Chicago, there was La Sud Peak, which was old Stubbs' restaurant.
I mean,
Stubbs
right here
actually,
we got chicken and waffles, you know, coming in. We got lots of food groups represented here at Frag 17.
Where's the veggies and keto?
Yeah, exactly.
Come on now.
The rest of the pyramid.
Can we get our dairy and fiber? Come on now.
Jay Leader is going to open up. Well, is going to open up for his own team. That's going to be the Deagle kill, but JT.
Okay.
All right, another Deagle shot. A couple of crisp ones from Jay, but not going to result in all too much. Plenty of money now, though, for xpLicit. And now we get to really start the map in earnest for these gun rounds. And it is going to be the T-side op coming out. J-Trop's going to pick that up, and the question is, where does that op go? Is it going to be on the peak outside? The likely spot. And how do they play around this?
All right. Wall smoke's going to be assembled outside very early on. In fact, if you assemble the diagonal smokes, xpLicit definitely have some things that they have prepared, at least some set plays.
I like it.
But it's certainly nothing that the bosses haven't seen before. This is like throwing a bunch of, you know, smoke and mirrors, but you really end up just standing in the same spot. Let's see if that's how it turns out, because Slight is just waiting for them down in towards Secret, and you can clearly see that this is a reaction. xpLicit have been probably used to such different reactions because they've only played against lower level opposition, but J-Trops does actually find JT to make it a very interesting 4-on-4.
4-on-4 with static positions from the T-side players right now, as they just sort of probe through the map and see what they can find, with a clump now kind of working onto that upper bomb site. J-Drops is ready to pounce on anybody getting curious, but doesn't look like he will be rewarded just now. Even Tidy going to come out and continue to try to scale through towards the site. And Tidy has a decent opportunity here as long as he can deal with this angle from Ellison.
Yeah, Ellison, though, it's a huge off angle. I mean, he's waiting to peek off a teammate's contact at any time, and here you can see that. Easy one on a Tidy hooker. Wilkie also finding his own, and then Slight comes up the fence and no-scope, and then we'll find J-Trops too. You can just see how relentless the bosses are. I mean, despite the situation, it looks a little grim, and then everyone just wins their gunfights, and that's just how they don't. It's just, it ends up looking effortless.
That's the, you know, it's the real demoralizing thing. You set it up well, you get in position, you are ready to pounce, and then you run into just a perfect crossfire. There is just nothing you can do against that off angle if you're not looking for it, and that's Tidy going down. The op is lost for the T side, and xpLicit still back onto AKs on loss bonus here. Slight still with the op. Still on the extremities there.
Yeah, playing a much more slower round here from xpLicit. See if they actually play some. See, was that spawn from? That was spam from Trophy Room. That's unfair. The walls are quite thin here on Nuke. Oh, JT.
Ooh.
Oh, up top on Garage. Just an instant kill on Delani. How do you deal with this? I mean, you're going to swing it 1 by 1. J-Trops with a nice trade back, but
JT's already done the damage, though, right? 2 kills from that spot.
Look, and they're just going to push the smokes. Look at this from Wilkie.
Yeah.
I mean, he's already just pushed the smokes. He's called outside completely clear. They can still turtle back in towards the A site, towards B. They just need to make a choice here. Oh, and they're just going to be baiting him into Slight's op. This is just foul. Slight gets a double kill, and J-Trops with nothing to do. He's made footsteps in the lobby, and Ellison is watching it towards Hut. Looks away from the flash. J-Trops is a dead man in every sense of it. And its boss is up 6-0.
Yeah, it's 6-0, and it looks like 6-0. It is so dominant. Bosses are just putting their crosshairs in the right spots, and xpLicit are running into them right now. You can see Slight, the memory flashing through of that miss on Inferno. Is he going to miss another shot all day? I wouldn't bet on it, man.
All right. Now we're going to be breaking out the pistol buy here for xpLicit. Are the team that's 16-0'd?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not going to say it.
I was about to say, you know what? That's a good restraint right now. We won't say it yet.
Right now, it is not looking horrible to assemble the glorious score. Oh, Alani. Yeah. Oh, no. No. He would have been better if he went for the knife instead. And, well, I'll just say, Wes, that, he had an opportunity. I'll say it nicely.
A tragic result right there. J-Trops, though, might have a nice position here. Has to reload, and actually that's Wilkie to trade. J-Trops reloading a little early, not expecting both coming back up out of secret. 7-0 for Bosses. Absolutely flush with cash. As we see Alani come back here, and yeah, you just take a little more time.
Oh, come on.
Ah, man.
Pythian, come on. You can't do it to him, dude. You can't. Ah! He said
ruthless.
Pythian Legume is ruthless on the replay sticks. At 7-0, he's rolling with it.
I mean, what else are you going to show from that round, right?
Yeah. Slight going to be breaking out still working with the AWP. Plenty of cash in the pockets for Bosses. JT even playing just the gaps in the smoke. Let's see what Tidy is going to make of this one, though. He could try to walk through into Mini. Variety plays a massive off angle, though, being played by JT. And there you go. Tidy just going to get caught out alone and isolated. And, well, now you're just going to have to throw yourself at the issue. Wilkie is completely blinded up, but now they're just running through smokes right into JT. Alani with a huge one, but Ellison with a double kill. And that's all that matters. J-Trops is next in line and barely getting any kills, barely getting any ground right now. xpLicit, they have yet to even get a bomb plant.
The hits are messy. They're trying to find opening picks. They're trying to just sort of slowly work their way around, and that's exactly what Bosses want them to do. Just every single time, Bosses have it covered. A great CT setup here, and xpLicit, in those few opportunities that they've found, like that Alani, miss there down in vents, you can see they know what they're up against, and it's making them a little bit shaky here, Fi. I think that's kind of the only explanation right now.
Yeah, Slight's going to be able to slip him way down the vents. I mean, xpLicit running these slow rounds, but the thing is right now is they're not even taking map control. Dude, come on. Darty Montana's already pushed his way into trophy room. Like,
it's bleak.
This is the definition of bleak. But they have found Slight outside. I wonder where that has actually come from. And now they're going to try and pop onto this A-side by Wilkie. Oh, man. Flicks all the way around. J-Trops, though, good trades. J-Trops with 2, but there's the activation. Now it's just Tidy dropping down from the T-roof. The bomb is down on the middle of the site, and JT Mythic, come on. Pushing into lobby. Tidy's watching for this, though. Oh. Doesn't matter. JT absolutely obliterates him on the spot. 9-0 for the Bosses.
You can see kind of what xpLicit are trying to do with these attacks, where they just explode into motion from a million angles at once. And in that case, the trades kept coming through. You like that as the attackers to keep going 1-for-1. But yeah, JT just wins the 1v1 in the end with a great little flick there. And also Wilkie got one more than he really, ever.
He should have been down dead
Yeah,
immediately.
amazing shot there from the top.
Ramp rush.
So good. Here we go.
Darty Montana. They run through the smoke, and this is going about as expected. Ellison, okay. Getting wallbanged from inside of lobby. Wilkie is going to get it done. 10-0 quickly for the Bosses.
Into the meat grinder on the pistols. We're going back onto a buy. And J-Trops did pick up the op at one point. And there we go. It comes in again. So J-Trop's going to sacrifice head armor in order to grab that sniper rifle and try to, match what Slight is putting forward. And yeah, all the way across the board. I mean, a 10-0. Bosses trying to go just as fast as xpLicit just did in their previous game here.
Oh, and they're even throwing this cheeky molly.
Speaking of
trying
fast.
to fake it out. Wilkie already in towards Hut. Lands a dink, but J Leader is ready for it. Not quite biting down on the J-Trops as well, finding JT. Finally, some space gain. Slight. Slight can't push
What?
this.
No.
He does not have... Ellison just found... Oh, he has a 1v1. Oh, man, he misses the no-scope. And Azure jumping mid-air.
The amount of jumping kills in this game so far.
Bosses are still in this round, though. They have Darty Montana still down on the lower site.
Yep.
And he's playing a massive off angle that they are not going to expect him in. He will open up, but now we're revealing his position. He's not going to get traded. He's still up and ready to fight, but they're actually going to go back up to the vents. They're going to hit back towards the A side. Ellison, though, he could wrap around to Mini very quickly. Actually not biting down on this. Ellison, though, there's a gap in that smoke, and they will all be able to slink away. They have the post-plant positions right now.
Yeah, great reaction there, actually, from xpLicit. Recognizing that one player unable to trade, so you go towards the place where there can only be one player at most. And push in together. They get a nice plant. They play off site.
Oh, no.
Ellison tries to unseat them.
Nothing.
Ellison with a flick! And J-Trops and J Leader both go down.
Nothing is guaranteed against this team. I'll tell you. That's their first bomb plant this game for xpLicit. That's the biggest achievement that they're going to get so far today. But nothing is guaranteed. What a first kill to find. And then immediately snapping back for the next. Ellison is, again, the caliber of player. It was like one caliber of player difference we were talking against Vicious Kitties. This is 2 calibers of players difference between the bosses and xpLicit right now. This is why they are the favorites to win here in Brentwood, Missouri. Every single one of their players and just deliver if they get themselves a 1v1. That was a tag through the box, dropping J-Trop down to 34. Unbelievable.
Slight's trying to hit clips now, man.
Oh, man, and he's even getting even more aggressive. He's just continually going just for straight swings. He knows he can hit the shots, but right now, he hears all these players crossing into secret. It puts the emphasis on JT, and Slight, don't tell me. Look what Slight is doing right now. Okay, yeah, he was pushing inside of the...
Second time.
Yeah, he tried to do it again. Now JT... a 1-for-1. Maybe some space gain here for xpLicit. But again, nothing is guaranteed. You have to fight for every single kill here if you are xpLicit. And Darty Montana playing the off angle. They are terrified of him. But J Leader will actually find him, overextending his Darty Montana. But they're inside the vents right now. Wes, this could be horrible.
It's a great timing there from the attackers. And J Leader once again gets another kill there. They're really working around this lower bomb site well now, and it's only Wilkie in the vents trying to sneak around.
He's made his way back to decon. Don't tell me. They gotta be aware of this potential timing. Surely they are. Yes, they are. They certainly are aware of the timing. Azure's gonna get it. xpLicit will get their first round, and folks, there won't be no 16-0 today.
xpLicit are on the board with a very nice round. I really like how they were able to unseat Darty Montana there with the kind of exposure, the distraction over at the door. Meanwhile, coming through control, that's going to be J Leader to punish. Really nice hit. And, just a good call on the fly. But one good call does not a good game make. And xpLicit still have a long way to go here. And Darty Montana's got the auto sniper, dude.
No. They're going to try and run through this one. Ellison goes down, drops up from the top of Hut. Wilkie, though, tries to transfer the spray. Still gets interesting, but JT, just so many bodies here for the bosses. It's a whole CEO's board meeting. But, Darty Montana dropped 2v2. They're getting too over ambitious here for the bosses. If they were, tightening up their bootstraps just a little bit, I think they could have 16-0'd this if they...
Yeah, if they, they don't need the 16-0. All they need is the win, but man, that would have been a sight to behold. And, if we end up seeing bosses versus Amis on stream. Avert
They're
your
not.
eyes, folks.
Hold on. So I want to talk about this really quickly. They are
Yeah.
never going to expect Slight playing the corner that he is. Almost Slight. I'm not sure if he made a scoping noise or not. If he did, he is actually a straight. He might just be a dead man. But no, they don't.
Yeah.
They don't know he's there. I'm not sure if they come back out onto the site, they might not consider us. JT though. Off angle played. It's a good one though. He has to switch out guns because he cannot reload, and that will serve him perfectly. Bosses will clean house on the round. Another 2v2-1, and no, just no ground gained right now for xpLicit.
That's 4 kills for JT in the round. Just kicks back on the upper bomb site as sends in the troops and just picks them off as they come in. Now we have the LMGs. Now it's getting serious, Vi. Darty Montana covering fire incoming.
All right. Yeah, that's a lot of bullets he has available.
2 ops, there's fewer bullets. You got to make up for it somehow.
Oh,
right?
yeah, of course. And in the meantime, they actually are losing JT to the ramp, to the A side hit. Ellison trying to put together the hold, though. Wilkie running out from heaven and gets the quickscope in, too. And the Negev finds one. 1v3 here attempted for J Leader, but man, that Negev, it is going to hurt. But still, J Leader in the round does not have the bomb, however.
J Leader now up against only Slight. You hate to see that that's the player remaining. 12-1 is the score as J Leader tries to get his team some sort of false or faint hope, I should say. And just taking his time. 53 seconds, lots of time.
So right now, Slight is actually playing in a position where he was allowing J Leader to get the bomb and go where he pleases. Slight is trying to read into this right here. He's trying to read into the fact that he's going up ramp. I also hear an extraordinary amount of typing during this clutch. There's a lot of psychological warfare going down, whether it be positional play or not. And you can see J Leader, he just has to think. He just has to have an idea. Like, where could Slight possibly be?
Now with 25, you going for the vent? This is the call. J Leader makes the read.
He's made the right call here for J Leader. In fact, for Slight is starting to realize that the bomb, he's going to make noise. J Leader's going to get the plant. Slight is quickly going to realize that it is now a 1v1. He does have a smoke and kit for the potential defuse, but I think J Leader just wants to take the fight. He's going to play up behind the silo. He has no idea where Slight could be, though, and it's an unfavorable angle. Slight might be able to spot him. The headshot not connecting either. Now J Leader, 1v1 for realsies now, as Slight knows exactly where he is playing from, and Slight's going to hit the headshot. There you go. It might be an opper, but yes, he got aimed to back it up. 13-1.
Looked like an aim exercise at the end there. Going into the practice rounds right there between the 1v1, and Slight does win it out. As you say, J Leader did find a good angle there. Definitely had the opportunity to find a headshot, but just couldn't get it across. Bosses go up 13-1 with xpLicit continuing to be able to buy up, continuing to get those guns into the rounds. But they're barely going to be able to show anything on this CT half.
See it. Right now, it's just going to be thrown in diagonal smokes. It isolates the player out towards red. JT is on his own. And, oh my, they don't know. They don't expect it. We just get spotted, though. No way he survives this engagement.
Good clear.
Oh, man. But Slight still playing out towards garage. Get an underhanded smoke to try and fight out of the situation. He even gets J-Trops on the way out. Gonna have to go for the reload. They might try to chase him down, but man, Slight just staying so active and elusive. And in the meantime, Ellison, while that attention is drawn, he just resurfaces and Wilkie joins together. A complete outside collapse and a collapse of the T side. 14-1 for the bosses.
I'm starting to believe you were talking about Slight's potential, Slight's position in the hierarchy in North America, and just that movement, that game sense, the killer instinct that this guy has. It is so good to watch. We talked about this being one of those tournaments to watch if you're kind of trying to keep your finger on the pulse of the scene. And this is a perfect example of a player you need to have your eye on if that's what you're doing, because Slight has got the full package. And he's doing it on LAN. Fine.
This man is quite fiending. And now for the bosses. This is the classic pistol strat they run. Dry run hut. Is it gonna work? Is there a bigger question? Azure running out of bullets, needs to hit yet another headshot.
No!
And he's gonna get knifed by Wilkie. 2v3. J-Trop's trying to reel it in. But man, can you recover from getting knifed in your pistol round? Bomb's gonna get planted. J-Trop's without a kit, without a smoke. Oh, did they seriously just fake defuse and go down the vents? Dude.
J-Drops is
Just
moving.
Give him a break.
Oh,
Give the guy a
man.
break.
Wilkie with the knife into sight. Did they plan that from the start, Fi? Is this a full-on... Oh, hang on. J-Drops wants to go for more.
J-Trops,
Does find the headshot
1v1.
on Wilkie and gets the 1v1 up against Darty Montana. J-Trops is lower in
Graffiti
HP.
buff. You got
Is
the
it the
graffiti
graffiti
buff
buff?
in. That's for sure, but...
Take that.
Oh,
That
he was
motivation.
actually got inside the squeaky door. And didn't hear it. Darty Montana. Is he gonna go for the... He has a 10-second stick. Oh, no. And now he's down to 7 points of health. Can he hit the instant headshot here? J-Trops? No, he can't. Darty Montana's gonna get the 1v1. Bosses, 15-1. They almost got absolute revenge for Ami's pizza. Right now, the bosses are fighting for Ami's Italian restaurant right now. Believe it or not. They're fighting to avenge the 16-0. They couldn't quite get it. They came so close. But could 16-1 be enough for absolute redemption?
Boss is looking for some discounts on pizza later tonight.
Yeah, we're paid in coupons right now.
15-1, as you say, match point. Your slight.
Uh-oh, and sawed off.
Hello? Doesn't find anything as the UMP punishes. There's a couple trades over on the other side as well, and it does come to a 4 versus 3 for
Wilkie
the
has
CT
an
side,
op
but
second
Wilkie picked up
round.
that op.
No, he got a knife kill and got an op second round.
Oh, man.
Also, the bomb is going to heaven here, and that is not going to bode very well. Perhaps. Wilkie's just running out there, no-scoping folks. Asher could stop the bomb plant, but he's too paranoid. This is not going to happen. I think it's going to be a 16-1 here. Azure. Okay, we'll find Darty Montana. 2v2. Jay Leader also coming up from heaven. But I think Wilkie's only going for no-scopes at this rate. So maybe they have a chance here for the side of xpLicit. It's just Ellison. And yes, they do. They're going to get their second round on the board here for xpLicit. Yeah.
15-2.
I think that's the most that round means is a second round on the board.
You know, Fi, that round 1 timeout that xpLicit called really set the tone for this game. If you catch my meaning, it just went chaotic from there. But with bosses just walking all over him here.
Oh man.
But xpLicit, they do well. They get that second round. xpLicit do have, you can tell that they have practiced together a little bit, or that they've been warmed up for that first game. They got some interesting stuff going on. It's just there isn't enough. It's the execution. It's the actual doing of it, not the planning of it. With J-Trops though, there we go. Finds the op kill. J-Trops aggressive and gets punished. There's Slight.
On and off.
It's like, oh,
yeah.
Interesting. This is a
Thank
gun
you.
I think I can use.
And also Darty Montana has just sat himself inside the vents and stopped all vent rotations with one buckshot to a young J Leader. Poor lad. There are 3 scoped weapons for this T side. One of them is an AWP for Slight. This is gonna hurt. Oh, he actually misses. A dink landed. Slight's gonna have to get away. Don't tell me. The number 3, is it on the horizon right now for xpLicit? 3v3. To kind of add to that, and Wilkie's actually going to go down. Could they make it happen? Ellison with the scout headshot, but Slight now 1v1. Low HP on both these remaining players. And Alani, oh, he just fully blinded himself. And there's just simply no time. Swing out and finish the job. Bosses get it 16-2. Avenging Ami's Italian restaurant. Making sure that, you know, they're getting some coupons after this for just striking redemption for them.